What's going on, guys? Letting everybody trickle in here, but just kind of wanted to start off by showing off some of my new toys. I hope that you can see me a little bit better today and hear me a little bit better today. I'm going to leave these earphones in just to make sure that everybody's being heard. If anybody's out there and could potentially um, let me know if you can hear me just fine. Can you hear me fine? Bear with me one sec. I'm just trying to get everything sorted out here, so just bear with me one sec. Sounds good. Yes, we can. Awesome. Awesome. Finally made it. Good. Ready to go. All right. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of like let you guys know that I got some new stuff here. Obviously, my mic is huge. Yeah, look, see, I wanted to, it was go big or go home. I wanted to make sure I had the best stuff for you guys. You guys have been donating my channel and showing up to my channel, and I felt like the biggest thank you I could give to you guys is give you guys some better quality content. So I went out and got a much better webcam and a much better microphone so you all could hear me much better. So, right. Remember the new guy. Oh, hey, Lawrence. Yeah. You were just asking about my video tonight. So yeah, welcome. So I was just letting people trickle in. Sorry about the slow start, but I just wanted to make sure we had everything going. If you're visiting me for the first time, thank you for showing up. What my channel is all about is that we trade everything OTCs, and I'm involved in a group called TechBud Solutions. Ricky Gutierrez is our fearless leader within TechBud Solutions, and he trades primarily on with charts and finds about 5 to 10% potential, uses a much larger buy-in to see that 5 to 10% potential every day. And he trades it. He's a regular day trader. What I do is I trade primarily over-the-counter stocks that aren't traded on the New York Stock Exchange. And so what I do is that I find potential based on fundamental strategy, finding certain resources and due diligence, as well as networking with like-minded individuals to find the absolute bottoms of stocks, is what we call bottom feeders. And we buy into those stocks and then wait for a catalyst that is pending or potentially pending to send a stock flying. And oftentimes we look for potential that could be 100% or more in gains. So we take a smaller position down at the bottom and then ride that up and sell as it rises. And so what I wanted to discuss with you guys tonight, since I do have so many new members on my end, is kind of discuss a little bit about how to get started and how to, precautions when it comes to buying into a stock and then even selling into a stock. I think after today and Friday, for those of us who have just joined our channel and our Discord group, it was a little bit of a trying time for you guys. We had so much elation with MSPC where it rose up 3,000% in about a week or so. And a lot of you guys held way too long. And so what I wanted to address with that is, and I'll get to that at the latter part of this discussion, but what I wanted to start off with is how to get started and what should I start off with? How much should I invest into the OTC or any trading for that matter? And again, this is all my opinion, as we always discuss every time I go live with you guys, is that, this isn't an end all be all. This isn't, this is, the only way that you have to do this to be successful. I just like to share with you guys what's made me successful and, and see if it works for you. And for a lot of you, it has. And that's the reason why I'm here, right? It's because you guys see value in what I give out to you. And that's what's been keeping me doing this. Guys, I'm almost at 5,000 subscribers. If you asked me a year ago if I would even be on YouTube, I'd tell you you're crazy, let alone having, close to 5,000 subscribers. So super excited about, where the future leads for me and for TechBuds with Ricky, and just can't wait. So anyway, let's get started. So how how much money should you start off with when trading, any investing? And in my opinion, I think the bare minimum that you should start off with is $1,000. $3,000 is probably going to give you a better start, obviously. My overall, I guess, viewpoint is that $3,000 is the absolute best way to get, a good start. But if you can only muster up 1,000, I think that's plenty to get started, especially when trading over the counter or stocks. In my opinion, I think, I've had a lot of people come up to me and say, "Hey, I got 300 or $500. What should I do with it?" And I'm like, keep saving. That's what I do. I always tell people to just keep saving, because it's not, it's, how do I put this? If you have $300 and you're looking to invest in something, and say you're using Ricky's style of trading, and I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with this trading. I'm just saying, say you have $300, and even if you're trading on Robinhood that has no commissions whatsoever, and you're looking for 5 to 10% gain potential, that's not a whole lot. And while green is green, we always like to say green is green. You always want to end the year or end the day on a green note, right? But in my opinion, and this is just from personal experience, when you experience those tiny gains, it's not very motivating, and it's very easy to fall into this trap of, well, this isn't moving as fast as I want it to be, and I'm just going to give up. And I think that's one of the bigger mistakes that a lot of early traders make, is that they're not seeing the potential or the gains that they would like to see, especially when first starting out. And obviously, the first thing is to just never give up. But I think, when you think about it, especially if you're trying to do this as a career, right? So when anybody's doing any career, and let's just take the blue collar field, for example. If I used to work on cars, we'll just use working on cars. I used to be a mechanic, automotive technician. And because I wanted to be an automotive technician, I wanted to go out. I had to go out and buy my own tools with my own money, and that meant that I had to save. And the same thing can be said here. In order to be successful trading, you want to make sure that you're setting up yourself up with the best tools and resources possible, right? It's the same thing. Start a paper trading account while you're saving, which just means that you're going to be using fake money. Thinkorswim platform has paper trading, and you can start paper trading right there. And as you're paper trading, you can start to save that $1,000 that you're working towards, because you want to set yourself up to have the best tools possible. I don't want to hear people coming to me anymore and saying, "I have $300. What should I do with it?" And I'm just going to tell you the same thing as what I'm telling you right now. This is to keep saving, because it's not going to be enough. To start off with, in my opinion. You hear people saying, "Oh, well, hey, I turned $100 into, 10,000. Well, that's not realistic. It's not realistic at all. Does it happen? I'm sure it does. I'm sure it has. But that's like, you might as well just play the lottery. This isn't something where you just get rich quick. And a lot of people like to think it is. And yeah, I put up stuff that, oh, hey, I made 20,000 in one trade, but I worked towards that. And I've surrounded myself around the right individuals to help me get to those goals. And it takes time. This isn't something that just happens overnight. This is something that, is a gradual thing. And then eventually, because of like all the compounding that you do and everything else, when it comes to, especially if you don't spend any of your money, and that's the next point, when you're first starting out, is that, it might be exciting to see these gains, as you're trading, and then it makes you want to spend that money. And my opinion is that while you're starting to, trade, is to not spend any of that money. And there's a couple of reasons for that. Is because when you're starting a business, I just have experience in businesses, and when you're starting a business, most businesses, when you first start out, doesn't see a profit until at least after year 5. So if you're really dedicated to starting your own business, expect not to see any profits for 5 years. That's just the average. And same thing goes here. So don't expect to pay yourself for some time until you get your account large enough to where you're you're seeing enough gains that you can still live off of and not hurt your account. And that's subjective. That's going to be to your own comfort level. I just don't. I just hate I hate seeing people saying, "Oh yeah, hey, I got a bunch of gains. I had my first 1,000% runner or whatever, and I'm gonna go buy myself a car." And then you got nothing left in your account, and then you got to start all over again. Like that's just not the way that it should work, in my opinion. I think that as long as you keep reinvesting those gains and those earnings that you're making throughout the beginning of your trading career, that's going to give you again the best tools and resources and the best start so that you can actually make this your career if that's what you're looking to do. And then that brings me to my third point. And my third point is that, when it comes to selling a stock, which what we experience, a lot of us experienced with MSPC, right? Guys, this thing ran for almost 3 weeks. And it ran from 0.001 cents per share to 0.003. And if your risk tolerance isn't where it should be, then you should have considered maybe selling a little bit earlier. Everybody's in our group are in different stages of their trading careers, which means that some of them can afford to take a little bit more risk while others can't. And if you're just first starting out, you have to think about taking the green or that profits when you can. There was a lot of people in our group that were up, tens of thousands of dollars and didn't sell a dime. You didn't take anything. And that's kind of, it's frustrating for me to see that. I don't know. I can't imagine how frustrating it would be for somebody to actually, experience that. And I've experienced that too. Don't get me wrong. These are all mistakes that I've made that I'm trying to get you guys to not make or get you to understand so that you don't make them. And so, that's the thing, like, especially when you're first starting out, make sure that you sell, as soon as you, I don't want to say as soon as you do, but like when you see some substantial growth. And I've explained the strategy too when it comes to selling, in my past videos of like, selling in chunks as it's running up, and don't just hold on to that thinking that like, people get into this mentality of like, oh, I went past 0.002. I can't imagine how much money I'll have when it goes past 0.003, and I'm going to hold on to it till it gets there. Or I can't, like, oh, I got 10 million shares of something and it's going to run all the way to a penny, and I could have like 100 grand sitting in my account. And the realistic thing is, if we're being realistic, most over-the-counter stocks don't go from 0.001 to a penny in any short period of time. It's rare. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. We've seen it, happen right in front of our eyes before. But if you're trying to manage risk, especially when you're first starting out, if you're up, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, take the freaking money. Especially if you only put like $1,000 in, that's 700%. Like, you have to manage your, greed, in a sense. Don't hold out for that huge win. That will come in time. But in the meantime, keep building up your account, even if it's little by little. But, you'll get to that point to where you will see, huge profits. We have plenty of people within our group now, and it's been pretty awesome to see. If you haven't been a part of our group, I'll put the Discord chat links in my description after the video is over, for you guys to join if you're not part of TechBud Solutions. But we have some really big traders that I've been able to bring along, and I'm so grateful for them. You've seen him on my videos before, but I like BB Stock is a tag. He's a very popular OTC trader, and personal friend of mine. And he's just a fantastic guy who's mentored me, myself, and everybody else within our chat now. He's just kind of jumped right in, and it's been pretty awesome to see. We also have Wishful Thinking, who I'm very appreciative. And those are tags that are on Twitter too. So give them a follow. They just a wealth of knowledge, and we're just continuing to bring those, that caliber of traders into our group, and it's just really exciting to see. Um, so that's it, guys. I mean, that's what I have for you as far as, when it comes to starting off trading, especially within the over-the-counter stock. But these are lessons that I feel like you can take um, to any type of trading. So, and we'll just recap. So when you're first starting out, the rule of thumb, in my opinion, is to save anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 to start off with trading. And let me just reiterate by saying that I know that it sounds like a lot of money, especially to somebody who's 18. When I was 18, I thought $1,000 was just an unachievable number at that time. It was like, oh my gosh, how long it's going to take me to raise that kind of money. But I guarantee you that by working and then, probably whatever you have lying around in your closet or your garage that you could sell, you could get to that $1,000 relatively quickly. I promise you. If you're passionate enough about wanting to trade, you'll get there. Secondly, um, make sure that you're selling the way that you need to be selling. And, we've gone over that. There's several different strategies you can do, but make sure you take that green. Make sure you take um, the profits when they're given to you, especially when starting out, and manage that risk. And so that's what I got for you guys tonight. So let me see. I know that was a little long-winded, but I felt like it was needed, especially after the last few days when there was, all this craze about, how much money everybody was up, and then nobody decided to take profits, even though I, was highly encouraging you guys to sell as the run was going up. It seemed like people were still holding on to that. I don't want anybody to get married to a stock, especially in the OTC. Treat it like it's crap, and that goes for any stock. Don't marry anything, because as soon as it goes up, it could easily come down. So just, take advantage of the profits when they're there, and then move on to the next one, because there's always going to be one. So anyway, let me go ahead and check out some questions here. How you guys liking the new equipment? Huh? It's pretty sweet, huh? I was like messing with this microphone for like a good hour before I got on. I was making all kinds of funny noises. It's a good thing I didn't actually hit the live button before that happened. There's not any real. Oh, can you trade over-the-counter stocks at Robinhood? So no, you cannot trade over-the-counter stocks on Robinhood. It's a very common question I get. In my opinion, Robinhood is not the best platform to start off on. I know that there's commissions involved with, platforms like TD and TD Ameritrade and E-Trade. But in my opinion, again, it goes back to those tools, setting yourself up with the right tools for the job. And I think that those two platforms, and no, they don't sponsor me. No, they don't, pay me to say this, but it's just, in my experience, that those two platforms, especially over-the-counter stocks, are the best platforms to trade with in our style of trading anyway. Let's see here. Oh, Chris, man, thank you very much. Chris donated to my channel. Just want to give him a shout out. Really appreciate it, guys. If you're looking to donate to my channel, click on that little money sign in the chat, and feel free to do that. I really appreciate it. Thanks, Chris, so much. You guys are real funny. Do you think people overreacted on the eTelex live stream? Okay, so yeah, so let's address that. So this Spencer's asking about the ticker symbol MSPC. If you're not familiar with MSPC, we've been talking about it for the last several weeks. Is one of the stocks to watch for the month of March as well. And so he's referring to eTelex, which is the company that merged with MSPC or Metro Spaces. And the CEO of eTelex had a live stream today on Twitter, and it was atrocious. Made me feel a lot better about the content that I put out. Because sometimes I question even my own quality of video and stuff like that, which is not why I went out. I had already planned on going out and getting the stuff, but this only solidified that it was terrible. Um, the feed was terrible. Just the way he was talking was terrible. He didn't enable the chat so people could actually talk to him like you guys are talking to me right now. It was terrible. And so then the stock plummeted even more. And I'm not saying that that's why, but if it is why, that would explain a lot. Like it wouldn't surprise me at all. Um, it's not, I don't think it's a coincidence that it really started to plummet after the live video went off. And so that's why I think, or so to answer your question, I guess is in my opinion, yes, I think that's why it tanked after the video because it was just terrible. You know, a company can be doing all kinds of great things, and they could really be killing it. But if you put out a PR like that, your credibility goes out the window, in my opinion. You've seen it too many times. Um, some traders get nervous when they get into trips plays. Can this be mitigated by them knowing they did sound DD? Yes. So I think understand the question. So when we're doing our due diligence, um, and we get into some 000 stock or even a 00 stock, whatever, due diligence is there, and what we like to promote is to just share it with the group, right? Don't go into this alone. The whole point of having TechBud Solutions and our Discord group and our networking is so that we all can come together as like-minded individuals to share ideas and share due diligence. And bring that to the table and say, hey, here's what I found. Does anybody else see what I'm seeing? And is there value here? And then, you can either make your own decision as whether or not you're going to buy, or just collectively as a group, you guys can be like, oh no, this is garbage or whatever. And here's why. Somebody can bring back, counter information to maybe show others, hey, this is what I found. This is why I think it might be, not so good. And then you make your decision based off of that. There's different ways to do this. And I think being a part of TechBuds and the networking that we have and that we're continuing to grow is just, it's awesome. And I think it's going to be a very useful tool now and in the future. Okay, so let's see here. It says only 11 people like this video. I got 41 likes. Oh my gosh, I just noticed it. There's 118 of you watching. Man, this is getting exciting. Somebody said, "Oh, thanks for all the info." So anyway, I know on Monday nights we go over a lot of stocks, and I don't want to, stray away from that. This is just something that I felt like we needed to really address because there was a lot of drama going on within our group from Friday through the weekend and even today, and I felt like it was necessary. It needed to be addressed, especially since we have so many new folks coming in here. And so anyway, two stocks that I want to go over this week that I think should be watched out for and has potential. So let me go ahead and share my screen. I'm like singing into my new microphone because it's awesome. All right. So the first one is LIBE. I don't know why. I always call it LIBE, but I got to get out of the habit of doing that because you guys aren't going to know what I'm talking about. So LIBE is the ticker symbol. And we already shouted this out in the group on Friday, but just kind of showing you some of the due diligence that I did. And here it is all condensed. And I want to let you know that I did go back and back this up with my own due diligence, but it's always nice to have this on Investors Hub where somebody can just condense all the due diligence together. And then, like I said, always go back and double check their work. But it's always nice when somebody condenses it here. It makes it much easier to sift through, to observe. And so this is one that I think has a lot of potential. One, they are looking to get rid of all of their notes here shortly. It could happen as early as this week. The other thing is they're very low float. I think there's about 40 million in float. Um, and the potential here is because when the notes are paid off, that's going to be the catalyst for this. One of the catalysts, I should say, for this, because that's a big deal in the OTC when they can get rid of their debt. Debt is a common occurrence down here. It's crippling for most stocks, and by getting rid of that debt, it's always a huge deal and adds value to that stock. So this is definitely in the works here. For you chart guys, take a look. You'll definitely like what you see when it comes to the chart. And here's some other due diligence here as well when it comes to what they're doing, what they have in the works here. You know, they're looking to open up a 55 and older community that is 100% ran by Solar City, or 100% green, and Solar City is partnering with them within the old Playboy Club, which I didn't know, which I thought was kind of interesting. A bunch of old people at an old Playboy Club. But you know, this goes through, and you know, you can definitely see a huge jump. And the way the share structure is set up could mean it could run it, and it could run in a hurry. You know, and I don't want to like speculate, but my opinion, I could definitely see this going to a dime or more. You know, currently it's trading at a penny and a half. It ran over 100% on Friday, and it kind of cooled off a little bit today, but I don't think that is the end of LIBE. The other one is ADAC. Let's cover that real quick. And again, that was one of my stocks to watch for March, right? That we went over last week, but just wanted to cover that again. Someone in our group said that, you know, there's news to be expected to this week. I think they reached out to the CEO, and that is what they were able to uncover. But let me just go over with you the news that we found out about ADAC since I shouted this out on last week's stocks to watch for March. Again, this is Investors Hub. Oftentimes news gets posted here. And this was the latest news. No, this wasn't the latest news. Where was it? Excuse me. They had a government contract news while I'm pulling this up for you. Yeah, government contract news, and they're building parts for oh yeah, what was I going to say? They're building parts for fighter jets. I'm sorry, guys. Not prepared. Oh, what the heck? Bear with me one sec. That's what I wanted. Okay. We'll go to ADAC to see the recent contract news that came out. I just wanted to show you this because, again, like I said, this was one to watch out for in March. And after I announced this, this came out on Thursday. So here it is. The U.S. military goes in contracts with ADAC, and these are their parts. I mean, I don't know what the heck they are, but they said that they're gear components, landing gear components for F-16 and F-15 fighter jets. For those of you who are familiar with the recent budget increase on the military, this could mean good things for ADAC. Again, this is another low floater. Takes very little buying action or very little volume to get this thing moving. And if it starts moving in the right direction, I think we could see big things with this as well. I don't think that this is the end of this, news for ADAC. I think they have a lot of other good things coming, especially when it comes to military contracts. If you look further into this, and I don't want to go into too long, but if you look further into this, they have a lot more going on, and I think we will see more contracts with them when it comes to the military. Let me go ahead and bring us on back here. Sorry about that, guys. Usually I have that up to keep you waiting. All right. So, somebody pointed out that the U.S. military defense contract orders push push revenues to a new monthly record. All right. Let's see here. Jake, can you use Blue Yeti for live streaming? Well, I'm using a Blue Yeti. No sound. The sound went away. Can you guys hear me? Okay, guys. Well, I hope you can still hear me. But anyway, okay. So anyway, I just wanted to go ahead and do I have a video on low floaters? Yeah. Okay. All right. Sorry, guys. Somebody said that they couldn't hear me, so I just want to make sure. I was super paranoid because of this new setup. So anyway, I apologize for that. All right. So, but your stock is dropping. Okay. Anyway, guys, sorry to be so long winded. Again, there were some things that I felt like were really important that we needed to cover, and so, you know, I don't want to drag this on any longer tonight. I just, again, wanted to drive home some key points. So if you like this video, please smash that like button for me. If this is your first time and you're not subscribed, I really hope that you return. And if you do so, please subscribe to my channel so that you get notifications every time that I go live. I've been going live about 4 times a week. I'm looking to increase that once I, make more time for myself, which will include, hopefully, doing this on a full-time basis as my new career. So I hope to see you guys all tomorrow before the bell. Again, please like and subscribe to this channel if you like what you see. And that is all I got for you guys tonight. As always, B. Smith is out.